Hello, and welcome back to a Fishy Plant Man snail production. Okay, yes, a snail production. Um, I guess they kind of go in the category of fish, not plants, but fish. Anyway, I'm showing you this, I guess, mini Monstera. It's not really its name, but it's a common name. Yeah, I'm showing it first. It hasn't made any real progress. Well, no progress to speak of. But it hasn't gone backwards for, I don't know, a minute now. At least a week, a little longer than a week. It hasn't gone backwards. So I thought I would show that I'm still fighting for it, and it's still fighting for itself. On my little scale of, how's a plant doing? It's a a 3 to 0 scale, I guess is the best way to say it. It's sitting, I guess, that that keeps evolving. If it doesn't make sense from one video to the next, it's probably because the system has evolved somewhat. So I will go ahead and say this plant is sitting at a 1 because it can't do any better than a 1 without growth, or at least visible, obvious growth. It hasn't done that. But it's also not actively dying. So it can't really be below a 1, because that would suggest that it's got obvious setbacks. So, yeah. You don't want to be at a 1, you want to be at, well, a 2 point something, because 3's not really obtainable. That's the best of the best, and none of us can really do that, can we? Yeah. So yeah, if I were to look at your plant, and I guess you knew me, and what is my plant rate at? If I say, 2.5, 2.6, that would be high praise. You're doing really well. The plant's doing everything that's expected of it. And yeah. So a 3 is pretty unobtainable. I don't think I've got anything that's doing much more than a 2.4. If 2.5 is everything that could be expected, it's not dying back, it's growing, it's blooming. Yeah. 2.5 is about as high as it gets. Much more than that is an incredible achievement. Maybe you got a plant to bloom in a color that's unheard of. That would warrant something other than a 2.5. Something above a 2.5 if you've, made a new color of bloom or something. Maybe you've made a plant that's not supposed to have these slits in the leaves, but it's naturally doing it anyway. Like if this pothos was behaving like this plant, yeah, that would be, I don't know, you might call that a 2.7. So anyway, enough of that. The plant is doing well. Yeah. Well, I don't know about well, but it's alive. It's still trying. Okay, I did not want to spend 5 minutes on that. So, this is actually a snail video, and, well, I kind of want to show you him, but he's all stressed out and circling. Yes, I overfeed. I suspect the fish does not see hardly anything, if anything at all. So I overfeed so that basically if he tries to eat someplace, he's got a better chance of finding food. So yeah, that's all. Well, I want to say today's food, but it looks like some of yesterday's food's on there. Probably needs cleaned off. Yeah, I overfeed. Let's go ahead and look at the plants. I know that fish has got to make you dizzy. Yeah, I overfeed. Like I said, I want to make it as easy as possible for the fish to find food. Overfeeding's not a death sentence if you pay attention to your water quality. It can be more like another fish. This tank doesn't really need another fish, but technically you can do it. But yeah, is what I did do, and I thought about calling this video the mistake I didn't learn from. Maybe I still will. Yeah. I had a ram's horn snail in here, and because of all that food on the intake, because that's where it ends up, the snail ended up there too. And I probably didn't see him in time to take him off anyway, but he's done. The only ram's horn snail that I at least know of in this tank. Unless there's some eggs or itty bitty babies that I don't know about yet. I had one and only one ram's horn snail. But over in the African tank, I noticed a unique snail. A few of my trumpet snails, I believe they're Malaysian trumpet snails, had their dark body, there. That's a large, and there's the ram's horn snail shell back there too. But in front of it, that long, there, it just moved. Which is good, because I wasn't sure it was live. But it probably is. Yeah. Typically, their bodies are a little darker than what I'm seeing. But some of those over in the African tank were showing a dark top, but a white body. And I don't see any at the moment. But I moved them over to this tank that, yeah, the filter killed that snail back there in the background. I'm pretty certain. But I moved them over here anyway to effectively start a little breeding program of, I guess that'd be like a panda. Yeah, I mean, the panda thing has already been done. I wouldn't try to call them that, but yeah. That's basically the coloration, a half black, a half white. Piebald snail would be another term that might work. I think you get it. I don't recall seeing them before. I know somebody else in the fish hobby, they said they've seen white ones, but not necessarily half and half. So, maybe I'm on to something, maybe I'm not, I don't know. But that's what I'm going to work on. If I find let's go with piebald for the videos at least. If I find piebald trumpet snails in other tanks, they're going to go in here. Even though the African tank might be better, because unless the Africans are eating some of them, they don't have a filter like that can gobble up. I keep showing that nasty. I need to clear it off. But yeah, they don't have a filter like that that's a snail killer. And I know there's things I could do. I'm not going to worry about it. I've got, despite not being able to see them at the moment, there's about 4 or 5 of the piebalds in there somewhere. Yeah. I'm putting snails in a tank to try to reproduce something special in a tank that kills snails. So, yeah. The lesson I didn't learn. But if you've, let's say, paid good money for your snails, I don't know what, like, apple snails are going for right now, but yeah, you might want to put a sponge or something if you have an intake like that. Because it's one thing for me to, kill a little pest snail that stupidly got on the intake, but it would really kind of suck if, somebody paid money for snails and then their filter killed them. All right. With that, I'll let you go. Talk to you next time.